Hey, how you guys doing? Okay, let's do it to it. Oh, okay. Ooh, knight takes e7. Interesting. I wish we could play this, but rook takes f4. But the problem is he's got knight takes g6 check, and that ruins everything. We're down an exchange, so we don't have time to mess around with stuff, so we have to push forward on our play. Let's see. Rook takes f4. Knight takes g6. H takes g6. Interesting. Let's see here. So queen e8, knight f5. Let's see, how many pawns does he have? We have 4 and he's got 5. So even if we did exchange, we still would be down a pawn. Maybe maybe we got queen g5. That attacks the queen and threatens. I think it's queen g5 because if queen g5, if queen takes g5, rook takes f1 check, rook takes f1, rook takes f1 mate. Oops. Oh, how did I get? Sorry about that. I must have tapped the wrong button. Somehow I must have tapped. There we go. And then if he plays H, if he plays H4, so we have to figure this out. Queen G8, 5, H4, Queen takes, G, Queen takes F4, Rook takes F4, Rook takes F4, and we're up in exchange. What you think, Yuri? And there's also Queen G5. If you're wondering about G3, Rook takes F4, Rook takes F4, Rook takes F4, G takes F4, and then Queen takes F4. So we've actually picked up a pawn. We have a queen in that line. I really don't see any. Nice. And I'll show you the lines in them. Show you all the lines. Why does it black play? C1? Because we're in check. We have to take. So if we played here, this is what we were talking about. If he plays there, yeah. Rook takes, H takes, and then Queen takes. So we're up in that line. If this line here, same thing. Rook takes, Rook takes, Rook takes, pawn takes. Oops. Pawn takes, and then Queen takes, and we're threatening. And then if he tries, oh, I see what you're saying. Why doesn't Queen? Oh, right. I'm sorry. Oh, I gotcha. Why doesn't White? Okay. Why doesn't White play? Because there's a mate threat first. You take here. You take there. You take, and there we go. So there's mate threats there. Galore. No, not a problem. Hey, you know what? It was a 2700. That was a pretty tough one. We just have to. We're working together, and we're gonna get it right. So every puzzle we take our time. We get it right. We get closer to our goal of 2500. Let me see here. Oops, I gotta put a thing there. Okay. Yep. We just solved 2750 or 2786 or something like that. I'll have to go back and check. Yeah. So we did good. We're on a spree. Let's do this thing. So we could do this. Yeah, 27. We solved an over 2750. Let's just say. I know that for certain. I'll show it to you after we complete this one and we get this one right. Okay. So he's gonna want to try to pick up a pawn here. He's got 2 points of attack. He's got queen takes f4 and rook takes b2. That would pin our queen to our king, so we would lose our queen in that line. And then if we tried to move right now and he did that, he has a mate. So wow. Okay, so let's see what do we have now. Now we know what his idea. F5. F5 has one problem, just one. It's this. Rook takes b2. Rook takes b2. But I guess you're right. It does have mate. Yeah, you're right. If rook takes b2, then rook h8 is mate. That would be right. Yep, you're right. If he did that. So what he'd have to do after f5, that's right. It would be mate if he made a mistake and actually took. Because it's tempting to fall for that in some of your games. So be careful when somebody leaves like a queen on a pin like that. Oh, well, no. If somebody took the oops, what did I say? Why did I say that was weird? Oh no, that's right. That's right. Wanted to make sure I wrote that right. Well, let's take a look. It can't hurt to inquire to see if that's possible. Maybe rook. Let's see if rook h8 first, because that's the most challenging to black. Rook h8. So, and let's try f5. Let's give that a go. So king to g6. F5 check at this point. E takes F5. E takes F5. Not E takes F5, sorry. G takes F5. Check. And then queen takes F5. So we don't really accomplish anything with that. Maybe we can sacrifice back an attack. I'm trying to figure out. Trying to figure out if rook h8 check, king g6, with rook takes h6, check. If king takes h6, then f5 check. And then he would have to go back to king to h7. So that's nothing. Ooh, maybe we almost have it. Let's take it to this point here. We'll take it to the limit. Oops, I should ditch that. Okay, king takes h. Let's say rook h8 at that point. Check. We'll say king back to g6 again. King g6 forced. f5 check. Yay. This is a tormentor of a problem here. Because what we have to do is I'm trying to see if I can't like break open the position for some sort of an attack, but well, maybe this prior line here. Right here, let's take a quick look at this. After he takes there, we can actually play rook takes h6. Rook takes h6, check. He can't take with the king because the queen's now there. So g takes takes h6. Rook oh boy, I'm trying to kind of figure out how this works because there's something to do with we have to open up the king, those two pawns. If we can get that open, we have enough material, enough firepower, but we have to be careful of him taking on b2. So we can't have that happen. So there's something to do with the c1, the queen on c1 right here, c1 to h6 diagonal. I know there's something to that. I'm just trying to visualize it out far enough. Let's see, rook h8, king g6. If we play f5, well, maybe if we open up everything and then we get the queen involved, maybe we do have somewhat of a skewer there. Maybe that might not be bad. That might actually work. Let's give the queen sack a try. Of course, after let's see, king here, we'll do f5. Here we go. That saves me a lot of writing. He takes f5. Queen takes h6. Check. G takes h6. And then rook a8 to g8, g8. I think it's mate if I'm not mistaken. Let's see, rook, okay, okay, hold on. h8, king g8, f5 check, e takes f5, queen takes h6, g takes h6, and then rook rook to a8 to g8 mate. I'm thinking it has to be rook h8 check first is the starting line. Now that everything's covered here, we can actually sacrifice our queen. And that's checkmate. Oh wow, we lost points. You're serious? That's not fun. Yeah, but we got it right. That's not fun. That is true. We'll see whose game it is. Oh, Bronstein. I'm not surprised. Versus Kotrov A. So yeah, I'm not surprised that this happened. Bronstein was known for that type of sacrifice. Hey, we got it right. It's all that matters. If they want to take 3 points away from us, they could do that, or 4, even though we got it right. We got it right, and that's all that matters. Let's see here. The tempting move is. I knew though. We knew it was on h6 though, so I gotta say, congrats on that. That was a pretty tough one. Great work. So bishop c4 check. Rook f7 is an interesting line. I'm thinking after the check on this for here, I'm thinking the best move is queen takes g6 in that line. What do you think? Bishop c4 check, rook f7, queen takes g6, which threatens checkmate in so many different ways. Let's see, c4. If bishop e6, we take it, of course. There. Well, if we went queen h8 hippo defense, what would happen is he would just take it with his bishop, and then he has a spot to run to. This is the first move, and yeah. Let's just take a quick gander to see if there's. Let me see, there. No, he'll go to h7 after that line, after the trade. He'll free up that move. Let me see here. Yeah, the queen takes g6 threatens winning a rook and threatens mate with. And it also pins, yeah. Oh, whoa. Oh, drat. Hello. Uh-oh. Interesting. I gotta see this. Okay, so here. What's wrong? Okay. Oh, Queen D8. Okay, we don't have time. We lose the bit. We lose the bishop there. Gotcha. So you have to take here. King takes, and then you take there, and then King E7. You take. Gotcha. Okay. Let's do that one again. Okay, let's do this. Okay, this one is knight b6, knight b6, or g6. No, b6. Check. A takes b6, rook, a2 check, king, b8, bishop, e5 check, king, king c8. Let me see. Rook a8, a8 check, king d7. So I don't think we have it. Nope. We're missing something. I'm missing it. Something. No, he goes see he goes king c8 though. See he can go king c8 at that point. Oh, it does? Oh, okay. Oh yeah, you're right, it does because it protects the. Oh, okay. That's funny. Oh. Okay. We can actually win the queen here because the knight guards there. Let's check something out. What would happen if rook h2? Rook h2. Rook h2. So rook h2. If queen takes h2, then bishop e5 is mate. rook h2, queen g2, check, rook takes g2, f takes g2, check, king takes g2, knight e2, oh yeah, that's right. Okay, so yep, so that doesn't work. Okay, so maybe it is. Okay, good thing we went over that then. Ooh, that would have been bad. That would have been bad. Yeah. Well, there is pretend rook c2. Rook c2 is a playable move too. That threatens basically potentially mate. c2. Okay. I see what you're saying. So we're kind of forced to actually check. Yeah, we're kind of forced into a checking. Oops. Oops, it does work. Ah. Drat. That was my fault there. I moved too fast. I didn't think it all the way through. Darn it. Okay, so here. Okay, here. Oops. Ah, let's try that again. First pull them onto the thing. We can't let I gotta be more on task. I'll let that happen again. Okay, there. There. Under 14. Okay. Two wrong. We can't. We gotta do this. Okay. 100%. 100%. Let's see here. What could we do? What could we do? Trying to see how we can actually get to c7. Oh, wait a second. If we play, oh, that's nice. Knight a6. If a1 equals queen, we have knight takes c7 mate. Knight a6. If rook takes a6, then rook d8 is mate. So I really don't see any response that he could potentially try going to c8, but then we play knight takes and still mate. So yeah. There we go. Yep, we're got to be 110% on the job. Yeah. And we're already down a piece, so we're not going for material. We're not actually going for material here. So we're looking for winning, basically, on like a checkmate or maybe winning the queen or something. Let me see. I guess that would win the queen, wouldn't it? Bishop b5. Huh. Bishop b5 would potentially win the queen. Let's see, is there any drawback to bishop b5? Gotcha. That makes sense, yeah. That's probably, let me see. Anything? Nope. Could play there, but we take there, no. I really don't see anything wrong with bishop b5. There we go. Great work. Great job. Great job. Right, we're back in the money again. Back in the money. I always state that. Or back in the 10. There we go. Yeah, because I gotta tell you, you are exactly right. A lot of yeah. See, that's why it's 13% right here. 13.6%. Yeah, exactly. That's why you write out all the lines. Perfect. Nice. Nice job. That's how we roll. Number one. Oh, okay. So they queened. That's unique. Yeah. Well, yeah, you're right. It's either A4 Queen a4 or queen a1 is black's threat. You're right. I'm thinking, let me see here. Let's see, D7, check. If king C7, we actually could play D8 equals queen, check. Oops, I have to do big queen. Check. King takes D8. Rook takes D4. Check. Queen takes D4. And then we play C7. C7 check. And when king takes C7, it's stalemate, I believe. I believe it's stalemate. Let me see. King D7 check. King C7. D8 equals queen check. King takes D8. Rook takes D4 check. Queen takes D4. C7. And if king moves over, it's mate again because all the squares are taken away. Yeah. Oh, they actually played on. Probably then queen. So do we queen at that point? See, queen, king takes, and it's okay. The key is taking away these squares here. Nice job. Yeah, we're doing it. That's called saving the position for sure. We saved the position. Yeah, the trick here is if we don't react quick enough, he's going to take with the rook, and then when we take back, he has mate. So we have to basically react properly here. We almost have checkmate. We're so close to checkmate. I'm wondering if it may be rook h2 here. I'm looking at rook h2. There's rook h2, or we can't do rook f1 because it leaves the back rank open. He'll take, and then when we try to take back with the knight, we get back rank mated. See, rook h2. Okay. See that that ruins that idea. uh, well, maybe we double up. No, that doesn't work either. Huh. Huh. Well, maybe let's see. Can we sack the rook for maybe rook takes b2? Check. You always gotta look at these kind of sacrifices here. I'm looking at potentially. I don't know why I'm thinking of king g8, but I'm not sure about that. I don't think that's right because that allows him to check. We have to be forcing. We got to be really on our toes here. So let's look more towards an attack, but that's always possible to be played. Always, because it's playable. But I want to see if we don't have anything for a counter attack. And we can't do a fork on d5 because our knight would get taken. The pawns are going this way. Yeah, I looked at that too, and I'm like, oh drat, they're going. I was thinking of a fork too, but then I realized the pawns were coming towards us, and we would lose. Well, yeah. Hmm. We have more pieces though. There has to be something that we're missing here. We have enough material to mate. We have to. Let's take a look at rook takes b2 check. King takes b2. Rook f2. Oops, f2 check. If king b3, then no more checks. So king takes knight. C4 check. King b. Excuse me. King b3. Yep, that is a threat for sure. We have, excuse me, we have knight d2, d2 check, and if he starts gobbling pawns like b4, king takes b4, we got rook b8 check. But I don't know if we have, do we have enough do we have are we okay enough there? Well, we could go back there. I think so. I'm wondering if we can. Yeah, that does ruin everything. So it's a good thing we went over that. Rook e f2. Rook e f2. Rook takes h6. Check. King g8. Huh. So that doesn't work. Snap. That doesn't work. Because he'll check on e6, and we'll be up a creek without a paddle. rook f1, check, rook takes f1. Or uh, let's see. See, rook ef2. Rook takes h6 is his idea. Check. And then king g8. Queen e6, check. Rook f. Rook f7 or rook 2 f7. G takes f7, check. Rook takes f7. Queen e8, check. Rook f8. And maybe it does work. Maybe it actually does work, because then we're threatening we're actually threatening to win. Or let me see, could we see after that? He could actually go back after this line. Let me see here. Could after, let's see. Oh no, he has to. Nope. He's actually has to do perpetual. This is the perpetual line, because if he goes up to, he'll have to do queen e3 again. Check. Because if he doesn't, then we win the queen. No, I think we're okay. Because f2, rook takes. I think we actually survive this. Let's see. Hold on. Maybe he can do some surprise sacrifice after here. He might be able to throw this in. Rook h8, check. King takes h8. Queen takes f7. So maybe that's a line. I'll have just think about this rook f or e to f2. See if you guys can get it to work. I'll be right back. I think that might be the only line. Well, if that's it, King G8, then Queen E6, and then King H8. I think that, oops, King G8, Queen E6, check, and then King H8. Yeah, so let's go with it. uh, that was funny. Yeah, this is the perpetual. The other lines don't work. Now the other lines work. This is the only perpetual line here. And then King H8, and Queen E7, and we just go. We go back, and there's no way to make any progress. Nope. Let's do another one. All right. Sometimes the simplest moves are the best ones. You know, who'd have thunk, huh? Let's see here. We did for sure. Hey, good teamwork. That's what it's about. Okay, so exactly. That's that. You know what? That's the whole point of the tactics. Yeah, that's what I was looking at. G4, knight takes G4, right? Rook takes E5. Check. Maybe not rook takes E5. Let's see if. Let's see. Well, if we don't do rook, well. Oh, true. Yeah, queen takes G8 would be a good move too. Yeah, that would win material. For sure, that would win material. Wondering if rook H5 check doesn't do anything. Because that's a Morphy move, huh? That's what Morphy would do, right? The only problem with G4 is he's got king to E6. G4, he's got king E6, and then he's free to roam. But if we play rook H5, if he tries to sneak away with king E6 in that line, we have rook h to e5. Oops, and that'd be a check. Sorry, I forgot to put a check in there at that point. So you have to now calculate the forcing line of him taking. So rook h5 check, knight takes h5, rook takes e5, king g4. We could do, if he does if he goes f4, then we have g3 check, so maybe it's not rook takes g4. Let's try e4. Let's try queen takes. So rook h5, rook h5 check. Knight takes h5. Queen takes e5 check. If king g7 or g6, say king g6. What do you guys think about rook h5? Do you guys have a line? Oh, perfect. Yeah, I see what you're saying there. Yeah, let's do it. Here, but we have to make sure g4 check. If king f4, we have queen takes e5 check, king Can we actually play queen takes g8? Do we actually have mate? But I think we should try for mate though. Let's see, g4, f. Okay. Let's try, okay, g4 check. Because we're here to learn. That's the whole point about this. Okay, king f4. That's why we do tactics. Queen take. Queen takes e5. King takes g4. Yeah, we are in a pretty much of a pickle after that, aren't we? We could try. Why not? No, we don't have g4 after that. Thinking, let me see if we go rook takes e5, king f4, g3 check, knight takes g3, f takes g3, king f3. I think though after here, I think we could potentially play queen takes g8 at this point though. We can take the rook at that point. let's take a look at this here. Okay, so on that line, it would almost be mate. We'd almost have mate there. Let's see here. Let's see G4. Let's see G4. King F4. J takes. King there. Oh right, that's right. I got it now. If King if King F3 check. King to H H2 maybe. If we took the pawn, H takes. Queen takes H7. He'll play Rook G6, and he's saved the Rook at that point. Well, we're still thinking. King F4. G3. Check. King F3. I don't know what to do after that. This kind of, it's interesting to say the least. There's got to be a mate here somewhere. Oh, F7, it allows him to reload back to the spot. We drew him away by sacrificing a rook. If we went Queen F7, we would our rook would be sacrifice would be for nothing. That's just what would happen because we drew the king away because of because of that because we wanted to get some sort of attack. But let's see, maybe I'm missing something. Maybe there is something there, but I'm not sure. Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. I'm just in deep thought. Let's see. Oh, after. Oh, I gotcha. After that, yeah. Yeah, you gotcha. That's what you're saying. After this line here, after this line, gotcha. We'll plug that in and take a look to see if it works. F7 check. Let me see here. King. After that, I will say King G4. G4. Let's see, that's not a bad idea. C4, and then yeah, I think we do in that line win a piece. Yeah, yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right in that line. Actually, the knight, the rook, if we checked, would the knight doesn't have to go back to F. It could actually block here. So, like, if we tried this here, let me paste, and then H7. Okay, oh yeah, Queen F7. He has Rook to F6. I would probably, if I played Queen, oh, well, rats, you're right, because that is check. Okay, but the rook could actually, now I see what the problem is. I gotta see what the sitch is now. let's say knight to f6, h7, but then he has this one move, rook h6, rook h6, and yes, so maybe it's beneficial for us just to grab the rook now. But oh man, I feel that there's something more that we're not doing. There has to be something more. I just got that. I got a feeling that we're missing something here. Let me see. Rook. Well, we'll just do a quick look. Rook e5. Yeah, I'm with you on that. But I don't know if that's. I don't think that's. Let's see. Is this it? Drat. We were so close. Okay, let's get this one. Queen f7, check. Oh, 2700. 2700. Yeah, 2718, yep. Strong. King d7. Interesting there, so yeah, bishop f7. check. King D7. Queen D3. Check. King C6. We'll do one more, then I'm going to I'm going to show you guys a game that I've been working on. Ooh, wait a second, there's also this. Hold on. Maybe D3, isn't it? Hold on, there's another checking spot. Queen G4. Queen G4. Check. If King D6. So that, I don't know if that's it. Yeah, we need to make sure that we're in the right thing, because you have to, when the king starts flowing forward, we got to make sure that we're right where we need it to be. Oh, wait a sec, I think we're good. Hold on. I think we have it. Queen C4, check. Bishop check. Yeah, then queen e6 mate would arise. What do you guys think? See, bishop d5, king d7. Let me see here. D7, queen d3, queen c4, king d6, like what you're saying. Hmm. I think it is queen. It is queen f7. Queen f7 check. King d7, and then knight. No, I was thinking knight c3, but I don't think that's right. See, bishop takes d7. Oh, that's it. That's it. Oops, sorry. You're right. This is it here. There we go. That was straightforward. We were looking for mate when we can just pick up a piece. Great find there. And let's we'll look at a game now. We were too focused on the king. Alright, this was a game that was played at the Karen's Cup, and it was a really beautiful sacrifice. Tons and tons and tons of sacrifice. I wanted to share it with you guys on this. A4, C5. It's a Sicilian defense. Okay. Alright. Be blessed. Be safe. Knight F3. F6, sorry. C3. So basically a standard Najdorf variation. And we know that MVL likes an Najdorf, so. So in the spirit of MVL, right? Oh, G4. This was a pretty crazy move. I like the G4. G5. And then Bishop. G2. This is now attacking onto this rook with a threat of E5. So bishop's there. F4. Now this is like clobber time. Yeah, this is clobber time. H4. This is like, oh yeah, yeah. I know you're gonna like what happens next. G4 was kind of a I don't know if it was the best move in my opinion. I'm thinking something. Well, I don't know if E5 is, because that allows the block. Let me see here. I don't blame her for that move though, because she's wanting to get her pieces developed and then castle queenside. Yeah. And at this point, C5 is crushing, because if you play there, then what you can do is potentially push onward. And if it plays here, you push. You just keep pushing. Then if takes, and now you can actually take with the rook and prepare to go for pretty big attack to boot. Castles was a mistake too. A little bit fear really gets the best sometimes. You have to be very careful. A5, C3, and then E5, F takes, because this makes sense to go after this pawn. It's more of a human move to take back, and she took back with the pawn here. I'm not sure if I might have taken back with the knight, and then had an attack here, had an attack there, had in routes here and here. and then I then can play bishop e7 and castle myself and say for real, or maybe even queen c and castle. I know castle queenside seems like ludicrous, but it's not. It's pretty huge of an idea. uh, Pawn takes, and this was an interesting line because now you're threatening 2 points. So if here you have this idea coming in, and now you got tons of attacks. So, but she missed that. A4 was a mistake. Knight b5. It's not. It wasn't a perfect game, but I liked the sacrifices at the very end. How it was played. Bishop. Now this is the move that she had to find because she's actually giving up material here. And then first you have to find this move because boom. And then you have to go here, and g3 is what is played to basically cement everything. So you have that. H6 was a mistake. She at this point had to find bishop takes here, and this wins on the spot. And she actually took, and then G4 is actually winning. It should be. G4 is what should have been, or this should have been played. It wasn't though. And now you can take and set up for a pretty tremendous attack with your doubling up of your rooks. Check actually is not a bad idea. She played knight to d5. This actually would it would hold. It would still lose a piece. Because first you can actually takes. No, probably not takes. First you'd probably want to, no, you'd have to probably queen first. And then takes. You'd have to come up here. And be a little tough to kind of navigate through, but d5 was like not. It was the not the best move because g7 was played. Because damn, that was a nice move. And then you take. Taking with the knight is, I mean, pawn takes is actually losing here. First of all, you have to find rook to f. Queen check. Played there. You can kind of hold for a while. And then rook to h8. And at this point, it's resignation. Because that's checkmate at that point. I liked the peace sacrifices. That was a well played game. Let's see how we do on time. Okay, I think probably I'm gonna call it a day after. Do you guys have any questions on this? On the game, or oh, you did want to see? Yeah, let's see. You did want to see what that. There was a puzzle I was gonna. You wanted to take a look at to see what this. It's this one here, the one we met. The one we missed. 17, 27, 18 was that one. Let me see. What was the? Was there another one? I'm trying to remember. Okay, so well, alrighty then. Then I will say adieu. I wanted to thank y'all for logging on, and you know what, helping. We're back up. We went down. We bumped the resistance, and we came right back on up to our new support line, which is I mean, we bumped support, and then our new resistance is onward and upward. So we have to keep pushing forward on our learning, and it's that just comes with time. We got to trust our instincts. Sometimes it's what we know is right, like puzzles. We just have to go with it. You know what I mean? Not just because a piece is there, take it. I'm learning that. You know, life is about treasuring your victories and learning from your losses. And remember that mistakes do not define you. It's how you handle the mistakes that define you as a player. So how do you handle when you make the mistakes of the puzzles? What do? Do you go and learn from it? Yes. And do you see why it's right or wrong? Yeah, we do. And then we learn from it and get into the next one and improve and keep pushing forward. There are no limits, my friends. There are plateaus, and we must not stay there. We must go beyond the plateaus that we're at right now, and we're getting there. We solved some pretty high level puzzles, so I gotta say we're doing better. And we have to take what we know and apply it, and we gotta be willing and do it. And we are. We're doing all the Bruce Lee and Tom Thumb Thumb's ideas. But the main thing is we have to honor the Lord and remember that He's the one that gives us our every breath and that helps us with our thoughts. And we just have to keep persevering through puzzles, and we're going to get faster. We're going to get better. Who'd have thunk that when we started out we were at 1900? Now we're at 2400. So anything's possible. And you know what? We need to be like we want to be not like we want to be like David, King David, because David's beginning was not as good as his latter. So we have to because there was Saul and then Solomon. They both had very prosperous beginnings, but the end of their reign wasn't that good. So we have to do that with our play. We have to make sure that our opening's good, our middle game is good, and we have to always keep in mind to keep our end game good too. Because you can be working for a long time, getting a good position, but if you don't understand your end game plus tactics, you'll be defeated in the end game, and you'll have worked several hours, and all of a sudden it'll be over because of a missed tactic. And don't get frustrated whatever you do. So frustration, don't get frustrated. Just if you have to, get up, walk around, and then sit back down, and that'll help you with over the board visualization games. We have to keep our swords sharpened. We have to study, because we got to study so that when we sit down we know what we're doing and we're prepared. And as always, we hang up our coat, we hang up our hat, we sit down and study when most won't. We do, and that makes all the difference. As Wesley So says, serve the Lord Jesus. As I say, God bless. I'll see you guys next time on Chess Cruncher TV. Have a blessed morning, afternoon, evening, and Lord willing, we'll be back on tomorrow, and we'll keep pushing forward. Great job. We're staying at 2,400. Congratulations, and we're going to go up from there. Keep studying and keep doing good, and remember, chess is fun. So be blessed, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.